Hello, good evening. Well, still some thundery showers to come through the latter part of this evening and the early part of the night, but later on they will be dying away. But for much of England and Wales, a very sticky night, very humid night. Further north, though, things becoming drier, becoming fresher as the thunderstorms begin to clear away. So let's start off in Scotland and Northern Ireland tomorrow. Perhaps just the odd remnant of that overnight rain lingering around early on, but you will find things slowly but surely brightening up as we go through the day, though, but generally speaking, rather lots of cloud around. Further south, certainly central and eastern parts, more cloud than we saw today when we had plenty of sunshine, and around the coast in particular, it'll be a little bit grey and a little bit misty. What you'll find is things will be brightening up, and as it does so, the temperatures start to rise, and once again, you'll be finding some thundery showers breaking out, particularly, I think, in central and eastern parts. But as is normal, not everybody will see one, and a few places will stay dry. Eastern parts will see the last remnants of the humid weather lingering on, with a top temperature around 25, with the more western areas becoming cooler and fresher, and certainly cooler and fresher further north, top temperature around 16 to 19. 19 is 66 degrees Fahrenheit. On then to Sunday, and the last remnants of the warm, thundery weather clearing away early on from eastern parts of England, and then much of England and Wales having a mostly fine day. Further north, a fine start in Northern Ireland and much of Scotland, but you will find cloud thickening all the while during the morning. That'll bring rain, and that'll be pushing across the bulk of Scotland, then pushing its way south into Northern Ireland, and eventually into northern parts of England by the end of the day. But later on, you will find the northwest brightening up. Cooler further north, average temperature 15 to 17. Further south, you may see temperatures just nudging up to around 21, which is 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Good night.
Sponsored by PowerGen, a partner in Kinetica Natural Gas.
When whippoorwill call, evening night.
Isn't that what's his name? Nah. Let's find somewhere to park. There. Seems a trifle busy. Bag! That's rich coming from you. No, give me the bag.
The Peugeot 106 Mardi Gras Special Edition. Buy 106 this summer, insurance won't cost you one dime.
Something beginning with T.
Tree.
No.
Traffic.
No.
Elephant.
No.
Tiger.
Say a big thanks. Have a wild day out at one of 19 theme parks with SO Tiger tokens.
Oh, I hope we can go. Yeah. And go straight. And I'm going to choose because I'm the youngest.
Look, just pack it in, will you, okay?
Out of the blue comes an even smaller price for a great newspaper. The Times, now just 20p.
Friends Provident has been helping people's dreams to blossom for 160 years. By trusting our experience, they've been able to plan for the future and realize their ambitions. We can help you provide for the years ahead too, with savings and investments, with pensions and with life assurance. Friends Provident, at every stage of your life, friends provide.
The George Street Furnishers sale is now on.
Wales's largest furniture store, George Street Furnishers.
Come and join us at Crinkley Bottom at Cricket St Thomas near Chard in Somerset, Britain's first TV theme park.
Hello, good evening. The news for the West. A Swindon father who stabbed a man in a revenge attack has walked free from court today. 55-year-old Charles Fry used a bayonet to injure the drunken driver who killed his son. The driver was jailed for 3 years last month for causing 23-year-old Andrew Fry's death by careless driving. Charles Fry admitted wounding. He was given an 18-month suspended prison sentence at Swindon Crown Court today. The insurance company Direct Line has confirmed it's to open a major office in Bristol. The company's taking over an office block in the city centre and is planning to create hundreds of new jobs.
It's an office building next to Bristol Cathedral that's been chosen as the regional base of Direct Line Insurance. The company is to begin advertising next week for 250 staff, though eventually the total working here will be double that. The news that another big insurance company was coming to Bristol was welcomed during a visit to the harbour side today by the Minister for the city.
Well, it's always good news when you can attract to Bristol, to the city centre, a company that could have chosen to go anywhere, as far as I know, in the United Kingdom. If they come here, that's a good sign that they regard Bristol as a good location, and we're going to make sure we keep it that way and make it even better.
Experts say the move by Direct Line emphasises the need for more large office development in the city.
The problem that we now have is a shortage of really good quality office space within the city. There's a lot of outstanding planning permissions, and we'd like to see those developed as quickly as possible to make way for the new companies coming in.
55,000 people in Bristol work in the finance industry. Today's news will confirm the city's status as a major finance centre. Bob Constantine, HTV News, Bristol.
An Avon woman injured in a Turkish bomb blast earlier this week is too badly injured to be flown back to Britain. A team of doctors and nurses from Wings Aeromedical Air Ambulance Service flew out to Turkey today to collect Estelle and Richard Broom. The couple from Congressbury near Weston-super-Mare were injured by a terrorist bomb in the resort of Fethiye. But doctors who examined Mrs. Broom said it wasn't safe to move her today. Campaigners have failed in their last-minute bid to save Tidworth Church of England School in Wiltshire. Parents were unable to persuade councillors to keep the Army Garrison School open. Meanwhile, parents at Grange School in Swindon also lobbied councillors today. They're concerned that teaching staff will be halved because of budget problems. A new world record was set today in a British aerospace hangar in Filton, the longest flight by a paper plane. Not one of the classroom dart variety. This one's designed by engineers and has a wingspan of more than 40 feet.
After months of design, building and flight testing, this was the real thing, an attempt to enter the record books. You could see the tension on the faces of the ground crew, making last-minute calculations and adjustments. Nothing heavy-handed, of course. This is, after all, just a paper plane, albeit a giant one. The moment of truth for the lander's flyer, and, despite a takeoff hitch, the tail plane clipping the launcher's head, success.
56 foot exactly! Woo!
It's the first time we've flown it from a 10-foot high platform, and on letting the plane go, it hit the pilot's helmet and caused a crease in the tail plane. So we lost a bit of height, which put extra lift on the wings and caused the wings to buckle. But we still achieved the magic 50 feet mark.
They're now checking to see if the plane's worth a place in the Guinness Book of Records. For good measure, they increased the wingspan another 10 feet and had another go. And the biggest paper plane in the world flew even better. Simon Whitby, HTV News, Filton.
The annual Glastonbury Festival is now well underway. More than 70,000 people are crammed onto the site at Pilton. Efforts to keep drugs off the site this year have been very successful, say police.
There are now 80,000 festival goers packed into this valley for what promises to be a noisy music spectacular over the weekend. What started out as a tiny show in 1970 is now Europe's biggest festival of its kind. As you can see behind me, there's a tent city that's sprung up with twice the population of Bath here to enjoy that music. On the main stage, hastily erected after the famous pyramid burnt down, will be, among others, Elvis Costello, Paul Weller, The Levellers, Peter Gabriel and Glastonbury Town Band, something to wake up to on Sunday morning. And it seems it's not just humans enjoying the music, although the bovine audience wasn't dancing. Organisers and police say there are far fewer drug dealers on the site than in the past.
I haven't seen a single dealer yet. Normally, by this stage, I've seen several. This year I haven't seen a single person. I've asked the fire service, they've seen any, they haven't seen any either. So we're way ahead on the drugs front at the moment.
From our point of view, we're getting distinct impressions that the amount of drug dealing on the site has been reduced considerably, or it is being done elsewhere. The open drug dealing of the past is not there this year.
With the site stretching over 200 acres, there's plenty to look at. Everything from impromptu dancing to face painting, stilt walking and wood turning. On the green fields, a place of relative quiet, alternative energy is being pushed. You can pick up an electric Range Rover or learn how to build your own wind turbine. In fact, the main stage is being powered by the wind this year. Emergency services are here in force. As well as ambulance crews and an off-road mini firefighting team, there's a porter cabin dentist for those who make the painful discovery of grit in their veggie burger. The only thing left to chance is the weather. David Woodland, HTV News, at the Glastonbury Festival.
And finally, it's been a great day at the races in Bath. Thousands of people turned up at the picturesque course for the annual evening meeting. HTV's Angus Scott had a special reason for being there.
For one night only, the evening meeting at Bath Racecourse. And every year, the faithful thousands come to the highest track in the country to pit their wits against the bookies and try and find those elusive winners. A gentle drive up to Lansdowne Hill after a hard day in the office, a perfect way to unwind, a perfect way to start the weekend.
That's exactly what it is. It's in the evening, it's on a Friday evening, and people can easily come to Bath Racecourse here at Lansdowne from the city of Bath, from Bristol, and it's easy to get to, just the job on a Friday evening.
6 races, including for the first time the HTV Handicap, run over about a mile, attracting names like Pat Edery and Frankie Dettori. And there was not only betting on who'd win the HTV Handicap, but also whether the heavens would open and dampen the summer spirits. But for the 620 at least, it didn't, and it held out for a cracking race.
Along these three, chased by Edge Stars, and it's Farnham on the stand side coming through to take it up. Farnham from Blazing Heart fighting back on the far side. Here comes Edge Stars. Farnham may have got there from Blazing Heart.
Frankie Dettori certainly enjoyed it as he rode his first winner of the night. The presentation went smoothly until the heavens finally opened. Well, you can't have everything. Angus Scott, HTV News at Bath Races.
And he's still got the shirt on his back. That's it for now. The weather follows in just a moment. Have a very good weekend from all the Late News team. A very good night. Thunderstorms affecting mainly western areas at first will become more widespread over the area this evening and night, dying away only very slowly. Later in the night it'll become quite misty. A warm, humid night ahead with lowest temperatures likely around 15 degrees Celsius and mainly light winds, though they could be gusty near some of those storms. The day will start cloudy tomorrow and misty with further rain, heavy and thundery in places, but gradually things will improve from the west with some brighter spells likely by the afternoon. Temperatures will be near the seasonal normal tomorrow, reaching 20 degrees Celsius or 68 Fahrenheit, but it will be fairly humid for a time in the east. In summary then, a warm, humid night ahead with further thunderstorms, but then a slow improvement tomorrow.
Whether it's eating, reading, dressing, or just monkeying around, Mike Colborne has a special understanding of the apes he cares for at Bristol Zoo. Join them in Great Westerners.
I'm only tickling her, Diana. And she's laughing.
This Sunday, 5:45.
Behind the scenes of a great movie, the making of Dances with Wolves, next.
Shell's always been great for miles per gallon. But watch. 2 Peugeots, one filled with Shell, the other with new improved Shell Advanced. Carbon deposits can cut fuel economy, but used regularly, Shell's new patent detergent is even better at cleaning carbon. Here's where even Shell runs out. But new improved Shell goes on and on. New Shell goes miles further.
In Wales, for the very first time, the West End smash hit Me and My Girl, starring the versatile Andrew O'Connor. It's bursting with unforgettable showstoppers like the evergreen Lambeth Walk. Don't miss this happiest of musical extravaganzas, Me and My Girl, at the New Theatre, 28th of June to 16th of July.
The first thing a stuntman learns, belief is everything. I've never been afraid of heights, ever. I guess I have a pretty healthy fear of death. You conquer fear through knowledge. 1 centimeter this way or that way, and it's 400 miles down. I've got to know this car is going to deliver. Control! I'm a control freak! When I ask it to do something, it responds. I think my stunts are crazy.
If you're English, please look away for the next 5 seconds.
He's going to flip one now. He's going to flip one. He's going to flip one. And it's in.
England's bogey team Holland, the best side never to win a World Cup, take on Belgium.
Live from the USA.
ITV, tomorrow, 5:15.
Now a behind-the-scenes look at the making of Dances with Wolves.
The year is 1863.